Gaza situation. The protesters here in America been thinking about it, and God showed me something. Those people have been bred and trained it's horrible. They are the human sacrifice. They are the people in the monkey cages, I suppose. People who see that murder and violence and shooting women in their private areas is wrong. They can't see that it's wrong. They're retarded. Emotionally, mentally disabled. And worse than that, they have leprosy. Spiritual leprosy. The vile hatred, disdain, lack of intelligence is repulsive to the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world has the same disease. And there are no mirrors here. There are no mirrors here. What we do, man, it's a bloody messed up thing that's going on. Hey, your nose fell off. Clean that stuff up. Your finger fell off in the soup pot. We gotta point out how diseased and ugly they are. We can't even see that we don't even have an arm, you know. Eyeball fell out 3 years ago. That's spiritual leprosy in a world without mirrors. Because the bottom line is this. From the first human being all the way to now, there's only been one war, one battle. And that is the battle of two brothers, Cain and Abel. And that battle has been fought since the beginning. Every human who's ever been born has fought in it, has been a part of it. Because the truth is, it's that battle for our soul. The spirit of Cain is real. That envious, hate-filled, jealous, disgusting, prideful, arrogant, bigoted spirit is real. And it fights for each one of us. And we have to battle that spirit. Every single human being who's ever been born has to battle that spirit. And it is a war. And Satan, he is so clever. Oh, I despise him. I despise him. Because he's managed to hide the fact that we are at war. You know, he took all the mirrors out. He took all the mirrors out of the world. And so, you know, because I'm very angry. I'm very angry at the people protesting and tearing down hostage signs. I'm very angry because I have spiritual leprosy just like the rest of us. And Satan, oh, he's smart. He knows that human beings, when they see something disgusting and vile and just scary, if we see those symptoms in somebody else, we cross the street. We cross the street. We gather our loved ones close to us and hurry past them when they're laying in the road. And the only good Samaritan is Jesus. He's the only one that saw how disgusting each of us are. And he crossed the street to us. And even though we're infectious and so disgusting, our flesh falling off, angry and savage, biting in our pain and vile Cain-like emotions, he crossed the street and he gathered us close to him. He's the only one that loved us enough to gather us close and to heal us while we're at our most disgusting. I couldn't understand in my own disease-riddled mind that the protesters couldn't just push a button on their phone and look up the truth for themselves. You know, I feel like saying, I'd sign over my house to anybody that could give me a newsreel, a video, an article from 1948 until this war that proves any kind of genocide, any kind of, I don't know, all the vile, terrible things they've accused the Jews of doing because Cain hates his brother Abel. Oh, he hates him. He hates him. He hates him. He hates him. And we all have that spirit of Cain inside of us. We love to hate, don't we? I don't know. These are just thoughts. I'm trying to gather my thoughts on this. But they refuse to even look up the truth for themselves, and that makes me want to point out, hey, your nose fell off. You know, here I am without half my face. But they can't stop supporting them because they recognize their brothers and sisters shooting the private parts of women. They recognize them and they're going to stand by them because they're a special kind of slave. They're the ones destined to be put on the altar. Allah, Satan, he's a bloody God. He's a bloody, bloody God, and he does love his human sacrifice. And when it comes time, the ones flying their jets and signing the bills in Congress, or the top imams, religious leaders, they would go by and they rattle that cage. They get them all even more rabid in their pain, and get them savaged up, ready to go wreak havoc. And they do their job, because that's what they were bred for, to kill and to be killed. And they don't even know that they're being used and manipulated. We don't know that we're being used and manipulated when we judge. So the altars stay bloody. Human sacrifice goes on and on. Every generation. It looks different to everyone. Like I said, we all like to point fingers. But regardless of what it tastes like, what flavor it is, it's the same bottom line. People don't realize that the reason there's so much killing of children over there is because they've been taught that their God, that bloody, bloody God, he has so many names, but we'll call him Satan, because that's what he is. But they call him Allah. Allah can change his mind even after one is dead and send them to hell. And there's only two ways of guaranteeing heaven. And that's through the act of jihad or martyrdom. And the rewards of these, other than the virgins and all that BS, is the real kicker. The real kicker. A martyr can intercede and save almost 100 family members from hell. I want you to think about that for a minute. Ponder that. This teaching is not only taught from parents to children, but by the teachers that are sent in there from all those aid groups. I want you to imagine I want you to just think about it a minute. It's the ultimate act of cowardice and child sacrifice. And it enrages me. It enrages me. Because it's child sacrifice. Saving your own ass. And I say ass deliberately. By sacrificing your child. I find that so repulsive. But it's no more repulsive than killing the babies before they can even take their first breath. And I'll tell you, this is part of my testimony. I contributed to that murder. I myself had an abortion when I was 18. My hands are just as bloody. I'm not sitting here on my self-righteous throne with my skin falling off with leprosy. That spiritual leprosy. This is just truth. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. Human sacrifice. And the only one that's stopping it, the only one that can heal it, is Jesus. And time is running out. Sides are being picked. Destinies are being concreted in. And I hope, I don't know, these random thoughts, my admissions, that I am too a murderer. I hope it helps somebody out there. I hope it helps them turn and resume the battle against Cain. Because Cain is Satan. Foul. Repulsive. Gross. Maybe maybe we need to stop pointing out people's noses dropping off and across the street and allow Jesus to take their hand through us. Just hold them and heal them. Pray for them, but more than pray for them. Go out and do something. Maybe this will inspire even myself to bandage up my leprosy, my raw skin, my ugliness, and go out there and take the hand of someone that we find repulsive because they are a mirror of ourselves. Jesus loves every one of us, and time is running out.